Deja vu explained, brain error or simulation glitch. Have you ever had that eerie moment when time seems to double back on itself? You step into a room, see a face, or hear a voice, and something in your mind whispers, "You've lived this before, but how can that be? How can you remember something you never actually experienced?" Today on Beyond the Sim, we're asking a question that bridges science, philosophy, and the boundaries of reality itself. When you experience déjà vu, are you witnessing a glitch in your brain or a glitch in the simulation we call existence? Let's start with the basics. Déjà vu, the French phrase for already seen, refers to that uncanny sensation that a present experience is strangely familiar, as if replaying a memory you can't quite recall. Psychologists say nearly 60 to 70% of people experience déjà vu at least once in their lifetime. It tends to happen spontaneously, without warning. Neuroscience calls it a memory illusion, a flicker where the brain's process of recognizing and recording new experiences overlaps. But that's only one interpretation. In some theories, déjà vu happens when signals in your temporal lobe, part of your brain responsible for memory and recognition, fire out of sync. You feel that double exposure sensation because your brain mistakenly flags the new experience as familiar before it finishes storing it as new. From that lens, déjà vu is just your brain checking and correcting itself. But what if it's not just neurochemical noise? What if it's feedback from something deeper, the system itself? In the context of simulation theory, déjà vu takes on a fascinating twist. Some philosophers and physicists suggest that our reality, at the deepest level, might not be a physical object at all, but information. A coded environment composed of bits and data running on laws of mathematics governed by consciousness. If that's true, déjà vu could be a kind of glitch in the matrix, a hiccup where the simulation momentarily reuses or replays data. Think of it like an application freezing, skipping a few frames, and then resuming. The user notices a brief repetition, a flicker of familiarity. One popular interpretation online suggests that déjà vu could be evidence of the simulation adjusting itself, perhaps correcting a conflict in timelines, or syncing parallel instances. For a few seconds, consciousness receives overlapping input from two versions of the same experience. Feeling of repetition? That's your awareness catching both copies. Consider this. Our universe obeys discrete limits, energy quanta, digital signal, like thresholds. Even space and time, some physicists argue, are quantized, as though the cosmos is fundamentally made of information bits. If that's true, glitches or perceptual echoes like déjà vu might be signs of processing at play. Let's shift from science to philosophy. Plato's allegory of the cave compared human perception to shadows on a wall. We never glimpse the true light, only projections. Later, Descartes asked whether an evil demon could be deceiving us entirely, fabricating sensations that feel real. Modern philosophers like Hilary Putnam updated this as the brain in a vat scenario. Maybe your brain is stimulated by a machine, generating your whole experience. In that lineage, déjà vu becomes more than a quirk, it's a whisper from beyond the cave. A fleeting moment when the illusion falters, revealing the layers beneath perception. A reminder that what we take as solid reality could be a high-fidelity construction, biological, computational, or both. Interestingly, in mystical traditions from Hinduism's Mayato Buddhist cycles of reincarnation, the feeling that "I've lived this before" isn't dismissed as error, but recognized as a spiritual echo. The sense of repetition may be tied to timeless consciousness, re-experiencing patterns, rather than pure neural coincidence. So science calls it a glitch, spirituality calls it remembrance, and both acknowledge something extraordinary, the limits of how we know. Let's return briefly to the lab. Modern neuroscience offers frameworks as well. Researchers like Dr. Chris Moulin and Akira O'Connor describe déjà vu as the brain's internal error-checking system. When memory regions send confusing familiar signals, the frontal decision areas of the brain quickly verify and correct them. In healthy individuals, this brief misfire is harmless and even a sign of a well-functioning brain, since it shows the mind is catching inconsistencies in memory. So which is it, a glitch in your brain or a glimpse through the veil of simulation? Maybe both views capture truth from different dimensions. Here's where it gets existential. Why do we care whether déjà vu is neurological or metaphysical? Because it reminds us that reality itself, what we believe is solid and continuous, might be a perceptual construct. Each moment, sensory data, memory circuits, maybe even lines of cosmic code, combine to create the illusion of flow. Déjà vu unsettles us precisely because it breaks that illusion. It blurs linear time. It suggests experience isn't fully bound by our conscious sequence of events. And if reality is looping, layered, or simulated, what else might slip through those cracks? The Mandela effect? Past life recall? Quantum memory overlaps? As research deepens into how the brain constructs nowness, we may ultimately discover that every moment of awareness is a reconstruction, a replay rendered new each second. So next time you feel deja vu, don't brush it off. Whether it's neurons misfiring or the simulation skipping a frame, it's a moment that pushes you to ask bigger questions about existence itself. Maybe it's both, a natural phenomenon shaped by a deeper order, or perhaps, for a fraction of a second, you really did catch the system recalculating. Whatever your conclusion, remember this. Beyond the science, beyond the simulation, what deja vu ultimately reflects is the mystery of consciousness experiencing itself again and again. Reality may not be what it seems, but awareness, that's always where the truth begins.